That is just another stupid experiment that you're doing on yourself that you're going to pay for in a few years, probably if you don't know how the science works.
You don't believe in supplements?
You might want to prescribe a multivitamin for that woman who feels a bit weak and fatigued. What type of multivitamin? How can I choose the source? What is inside it? What's the maximum dose I can give her? Nothing.
What is not longevity?
It's definitely not biohacking, and it's definitely biology. Biology is science. You understanding how your biology works and optimizing that is longevity. A lot of the biohacking movement condemns medicine. Dude, just inject some peptides. The pharma is not looking after your best interest. It is looking after the best interest of a lot of people. Remove judgment from this space over conventional allopathic medicine. It has served people to extend their lifespan from 40 years to 8 years. You would not have been here if it wasn't for allopathic medicine.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Wellsome. In today's episode, I invite Cherine with us. Welcome to Wellsome.
Thank you.
I cannot wait to actually dive deep into our conversation. Our podcast actually started way before the beginning of recording. Cherine has so much to share, and that's the reason why I invite her on the podcast. Before she introduces herself, and she is going to explain us exactly what's her journey and mission. So Cherine is a medical consultant, pioneer in integrative and longevity medicine. So I am sure there's a lot of juice. Cherine, welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Me too, actually.
It's so good to be in your space.
I love it. I love that you feel comfortable.
Yes,
it's going to be a very interesting conversation, I'm sure.
So excited.
So first of all, we've been talking a lot about your mission and all the studies that you did throughout the years. Your experience is incredible. That's why you're a pioneer in the field. But I want to know, how did you start?
So I come from a beautiful city from the south of Lebanon called Saida or Sidon. I graduated top of my class and all the stars, princess, daughter, very proud parents. I went for medical school because what else? My father was a doctor. So I said, okay, I'm not going to do dancing, which secretly was my passion.
Really?
Yes. So I went to med school and studied for 11 years at first. So I did family medicine, which is 7 years of general medicine and 4 years of family medicine. And then started working with cancer patients for 4 years, almost 5, exclusively. I had an opportunity, although I swore not to work with oncology. I said, well, I don't like this. I don't want to work with sick people. Hence, life goes like, but you're going to take that offer.
Yeah.
So it started as like, I'll try it for a couple of months and see. Ended up being 4 years of working exclusively with people who are going through a journey of cancer. And what really got me in this space was my dad struggled 18 months through a very severe lung cancer and then passed away. So I lost my father for cancer. And after that, I went into cancer care. I think there was like a small daughter who wanted to save her father but couldn't, so she wanted to save everyone else.
I cannot relate more with this story because it happened. That's the reason why I tapped into wellness as well.
Like I went into it and I honestly, it felt so hard to witness my father go through that pain, and I did not have answers for what he was going through. At that point, I was a resident, which means I was training to be a specialist. Mm-hmm. So I finished my 7 years. I was already a doctor.
Yeah.
But I didn't have like the tools. What is pain? What is the depth of pain? What is the definition of pain? And I think I wanted, like unconsciously, like reverse engineering the why.
Yeah.
I went into cancer
You wanted
care.
to actually understand why this happened.
Exactly. While I was working with cancer patients and people who go through a cancer story and experience, because it has shifted, my perception has shifted, and even the use of language now has shifted, I discovered that my passion is to help people not get sick in the first place. Because I saw the limitation when something happens to the body, the amount of energy expenditure that someone would need to reverse that versus the amount of energy expenditure someone would need to prevent that. Dude, you need to prevent it. tremendous, like exponentially bigger. So if I can get people to invest yay much during their day to prevent this, I think I have a case.
Wow.
So I went back to studying. I was still studying while I was working. Went to France, did anti-aging medicine. Back then, this is 2016.
Anti-aging medicine?
Yes, 2016.
Is it like
A specialty, yeah, like a diploma.
Interesting.
So I did it in the universities of France. It was an inter-university diploma between Paris, Toulouse, and Lyon. And what I discovered that they were teaching us anti-aging cosmetics, like Botox and fillers, and how to stay young.
I was about to ask because I know that when people are talking about anti-aging, and especially when it comes to, I don't know, education, I was about to say, did you learn more about I don't want to call it superficial,
but it's skin. Like, I tackled the outside.
Yeah.
So I learned that for 2 years. So I did at some point inject people.
Yeah.
Back in
then,
2018. It was art. For me, it wasn't like...
It is pure art, actually.
Pure art. It's like, it was filling my artist archetype.
Yeah.
And so whilst I learned all of those, and I thought that I went into that because my artist wanted something more than just the scientific, rigid, medical role. What I ended up doing was giving people sessions while I injected them. So the Botox could take 5 minutes with other doctors. It took 45 minutes with me because I didn't care about the damn Botox. I cared about
the
understanding why this woman was so desperately calling me at the last minute, wanting a session today of Botox. It's actually because she fought with her husband and she feels ugly, right? And I needed to walk her through what she went through through the session. So to just zoom out, during the anti-aging diploma, it wasn't just about the aesthetics because functional medicine was emerging as well. And I wanted to explain to people that I went into this not because I wanted to fix people's noses. I went into this because I was searching deep down inside for the molecular science of aging. And I didn't know it even existed. Like, no one had heard of the word longevity. So I started researching, and I needed to do a thesis on what is anti-aging medicine, really. That's the topic I chose. Ended up being like a 32-pager thesis. And I refuted the fact that we call it anti-aging, like we fight aging. And I remember saying, we need a better word. Hence, 4 years later, longevity pops into the scene. And I focused solely on the hallmarks of aging. I discovered, oh my God, there's a science. It's called the hallmarks of aging. Like, something happens to the cell when we grow up. This is literally the root cause of everything. Oh my God. I'm like, that scientist in me is discovering something new no one had heard of. I started speaking to doctors about it, and they were like, what is this lady talking about? Just send the patient to the blonde doctor who, I don't know what she does with them.
Wow.
I couldn't express what is it that I do?
Yeah.
Like, what is it? What do I do inside my office? Like, how do I help people? And of course, I was like 4 years down that cancer care pathway. So I had rigorous medicine with me. Like, I took care of people inside the ICU. It's like hardcore medicine.
Wow.
So I had that background.
Yeah.
But my passion was how to not get there. Don't end up here.
Yeah.
Let's not get you there.
Yeah.
And COVID hit, 2020. We were at home. I was looking for purpose and meaning and opened my Instagram page and started decided to stop injecting altogether, which everyone told me, you're insane. You're nuts. You're going to give away, X amount of money per month, easy money that comes from techniques like injecting, and you're going just to do regular consultations for peanuts. You must be insane. I was like, everyone can inject, but there's no one who's talking about this yet, this new medicine that is emerging. I was like really very early on.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, people are not going to get the fact that I inject and I'm holistic. They think this is against that. It's not. Of course, I could have done both, but just for the sake of embodying the identity of an integrative doctor,
Yeah.
I said, okay, I need to let go of the identity of the injector.
Yeah.
That's what I did. And I walked into my Instagram page fully trying to understand the identity of that doctor.
Yeah.
So I learned that I don't know how to communicate about that. I didn't know how to explain to people what I do. And it took me on a journey of learning digital marketing, communication, leadership, management, communication really, storytelling, visual art. We were talking about that. So now I'm so proud. I have a beautiful team that work. We have a full platform from idea to content to actually form. There's a very structured pathway systems. I still do the whole content creation. And I think this is what positioned me to be not just a rigorous clinical doctor who's a scientist and a researcher, but actually a communicator.
Yeah.
So I bring awareness to people to understand, like, what is health? Because we know healthcare, but we don't know health.
Yeah. What is health? What is longevity, actually? Because, you know, we had other episode with doctors or practitioners or experts that they were talking about longevity, because now it's a concept that is rising, and I do believe that people needs to know more about it, especially in a way that is not trendy, but it's pure. What does really mean for you? But the reason why I wanted to have you on the podcast, because I already realized from looking at your profile how many things you're tapping on. So I am sure that your, let's say, your way to see longevity is very interesting. So you have to tell me.
Yes. What is longevity? What is not longevity?
What is not longevity? Let's start from that.
It's definitely not biohacking.
Oof, that's a very good one.
And it's definitely biology.
Okay, so biology over biohacking.
Yes.
Guide me through it.
Biology is science. You understanding how your biology works and optimizing that is longevity. So let's simplify the framework I call the spectrum of health.
Yeah.
I will tell you which are my frameworks and which are studies frameworks.
Yeah.
There's me and there's the studies. We live in together. So when I did my paper, I came up with something called the health continuum. The health continuum is easy. You have the middle point, that is balance.
Yeah.
This is someone who wakes up, they have their systems in check, like things are balanced. You wake up with a regular mood. You kind of take your day the way it comes.
Yeah.
So you don't have anything you're carrying from the day before.
Yeah.
You're not, in pain. You're just really reacting to things the way you should be reacting to things.
Yeah.
Not overreacting, not aloof.
Yeah.
Aloof meaning kind of not triggered or suppressed.
Yeah.
At the left end spectrum, you have disease and mortality or morbidity. Like you have, so if you imagine a spectrum where green is here, this is red.
Yeah.
And you walk from red to orange to yellow to green. Deep red is someone who is in ICU, who is, end-stage disease, probably palliative care, with a chronic condition that's incurable. And we're only working on quality of life and releasing suffering.
Yeah.
If you advance a little bit, this is someone with chronic disease, which means they have a certain condition.
Autoimmune.
Yeah, autoimmune, cancer, uncontrolled diabetes, uncontrolled cardiovascular disease, a poor heart ejection fraction, so cardiac. So whatever, any condition that makes them live in a disadvantaged way during their life, and it's uncontrolled. So they're hooked on medication, they have a risk of relapse, they do a lot of infection, they go a lot to the hospital.
Yeah.
You move a bit, you have chronic disease, controlled, so they have hypertension, diabetes, chronic kidney disease, whatever, right? But these people have their advanced medication which
they know how to manage.
they know how to manage. And science and medicine and medical research has served these people so well.
Yeah.
So well, like the discoveries that science did, right?
Yeah.
Because we're going to get to that point, just a small, because you know how my mind works. It's like, it's interjecting, like
Yeah.
so many voices interjecting. Why do I say that? I say that because a lot of the biohacking movement condemns medicine or conventional medicine and says, dude, just inject some peptides. The pharma is not like, it doesn't want you. Like, it's like, it's not looking after your best interest. Dude, it is looking after the best interest of a lot of people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's take a step back and remove judgment from the space over conventional allopathic medicine, because it has served people to extend their lifespan from 40 years to 8 years. You would not have been here if it wasn't for allopathic medicine, okay? Now, we do understand that allopathic medicine or reactive medicine or that system that is in place serves this.
Yeah.
But does it serve here?
No.
That's the gap. But we have to recognize where it serves.
Yeah.
If you advance a little bit, you have people who don't have any type of chronic disease.
Yeah.
Who are like, I just don't feel well. I just feel so tired.
Yeah.
I'm so bloated.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel well. I'm not sure what it is. She goes to the doctor in that system, goes like, ma'am, you're just too stressed. Go home.
Take a pill.
Take a pill or something. He's using the stack of solutions that is right for that system, that is completely wrong for this particular, population of people. Hence, the naissance or the birth. You could see the francophone.
Yes.
So hence the birth of functional medicine, hence the birth of integrative medicine, hence the birth of naturopathic medicine, you name it. So whatever modality could work for the gray area of, symptoms that doctors just gaslight and send home. This is the need. This is where biohacking was born. This is where, every other modality was born. And condemned by this system, because allopathic medicine wanted to stay,
That's so interesting,
like,
actually.
I want to stay the boss.
Yeah.
These were like, but you're not solving your problems. How can you stay the boss? You can't stay with the boss.
Yeah.
I'm the boss.
Yeah.
You work
I'm
for
the
pharma.
new wave. Yeah.
You work for pharma. I work for my own, inner
Yeah.
well-being, right? So it gets you to the point of balance. We need to understand that everyone in this spectrum is just trying to bring whoever is here. Do we agree that we are all working in the same direction for the benefit of people? I think we should. It's a big problem if we're working for other benefits.
Yeah.
I truly believe that every person who went into the field ultimately wants to serve people.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
There's no point.
What's the point? So, from balance to optimization. So, balance is where your biological age, which is your cellular age, your true age, your actual medical age, like how your cells are functioning, is equal to your chronological age.
Yeah.
That means your age on your identity card or your passport. This is like balance. You're as old as you feel.
Yeah.
But if I want to make people feel better, feel young, have a biological age that is younger than their chronological age. So let's say you're 50, but you have the vitality of someone who is 25 or 30. That's where this spectrum is. So every intervention, research, modality that goes into that side of the spectrum, this is longevity medicine. But you need to understand that it starts here, because everyone here can actually jump here too. All we need to do is be consistent enough to find the right tools for them to find balance first, sustain balance, and then optimize.
Yeah.
That's my
Wow.
definition.
I got a little bit silent because it makes so much sense, and no one ever explained me like all the steps and the fact that basically you have to meet the person where he is or where she is, and based on where he or she is on a health level, then you have practices and you have a type of medicine that can serve. And then, of course, the main aim is to push people through like the most optimized. Yes. But then when it comes to biohacking, now that we're talking about it, I think maybe from what you told me, maybe we should also pay a little bit more attention on where to place the biohacking. For example, tell me if I'm wrong, but if a person has a lot of chronic diseases and maybe got diagnosed about autoimmune and everything and has to learn how to manage, maybe getting NAD is not the priority. Maybe it's something that comes after the management. And then maybe the biohacking movement, it is a movement the moment you have, the balance and you clear out the space for it, yes. I assume.
100% yes. Of course, there are some nuances to that.
Yeah.
So let's take red light therapy, for example.
Yeah.
As a biohacking tool.
Yeah.
Okay. So the red light therapy is a scientific tool under the category of biohacking, but it's not. It's a scientific recovery tool. The problem is mass media is unable to clarify and precise what is science and what is fad. And it's marketing more than science. So red light is now biohacking, but it's science. It's not biohacking. It is biohacking under science. But there's a lot inside biohacking that is not yet science. And it's like your gym bro trying this new cocktail that works so good.
Yeah.
That is not science. That is just another stupid experiment that you're doing on yourself that you're going to pay for in a few years, probably if you don't know how the science works. Again, I am not condemning anything. A lot of things in biohacking work, like peptide, which is still science.
Yeah.
So I think what I'm actually saying longevity is not, it's not the marketing biohacking trend. It's not a biohacking trend. It is science. It is biology in motion and is an understanding of the physiology. So once we remove the marketing layer and we understand what works scientifically and what doesn't, it will automatically not fall under marketing biohacking, but it will fall under scientific tools that actually work under recovery.
Yeah.
Or scientific tools that actually work under prevention.
Yeah.
Or scientific tools that actually work under nervous system regulation.
Yeah.
Etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
Just separating the noise, the fad, the trends, and the marketing from the science.
Yeah. You said something very interesting, and actually it's perfectly aligned with your mission because you're ambassador of Bone Charge, which is a red light therapy. Yes. And I'm sure our community knows, but if you don't know, it's red light therapy brand. We see a lot of red light going on social media, throughout influencers, people. I also use a red light myself in the saunas and everything. And definitely it became a trend. It became way more than a trend. To a point that we don't even know if people use it because they really know what it is, or they just use it because they saw someone use it and then yalla, why not? So like, if I'm a person who needs to get into red light, but I don't know anything about red light, and I don't want to waste my money on a red light that doesn't serve me, it's just marketing, it looks amazing on TikTok, but doesn't do anything on my skin, on my overall health.
Yes.
Please guide me through it. How can I choose it?
Beautiful question. So, as you said, I sit on the scientific advisory board of Bone Charge, which is a global leading brand in red light therapy, a brand I absolutely love and vouch for. And what's different between just being just an ambassador and sitting actually on the scientific advisory board is that we get into the science and we get to see the data and we get to see how proper red light therapy devices work and what's the difference between just another nice lamp that looks red and what actually works scientifically. Again, differentiating marketing fads from science.
Yeah.
So saying that, I think your question is brilliant because I get this a lot on the page.
Yeah.
You need to understand few things about the science of red light so that you can choose the best device. And then you need to understand your actual need so that you can merge both to choose the best device.
Tell
So
me.
you have two things.
Yeah.
First, you need to understand the science. So red light therapy works on a mitochondrial level. We have many types of red light therapy. We have the red light, which is of color red, like a spectrum of red we visibly see as human beings. And this red light is a surface penetration red. So it's beautiful for the skin. It penetrates on a surface level. It stimulates the collagen production. It removes visible signs of early wrinkles, heats up, your skin so that it rejuvenates it. And that's what red light does. But the devices are much more than red light. They also have near infrared light, which is not visible to human eye, and far infrared light. So you need to know that there's a spectrum between 630 nanometers and 880, something like that. So there's a spectrum of wavelength that the device should have.
Okay.
And you need to make sure that the production meets this wavelength.
Okay.
And then the device is potent enough to give that which it says it gives. So the potency of the red light is very important.
How can we track this as a consumer?
So you need to trust the brand.
Yeah.
You need to understand where you're buying from. And if the brand is doing rigorous testing on its product, and if it did studies on its own products as well, and efficiency, and you need to look for devices that don't have EMF. So it's like the counter effect. So EMF is electromagnetic frequency radiation, and this is what we want to block inside our homes. And
so basically some devices...
Yes, they have noise. They have EMF pollution or noise.
So actually...
you're harming yourself.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so if you're buying just another device on Amazon, I would definitely want to advise you against that.
This can really harm you.
Yeah, I mean, you would want to get rid of the EMF in your home. You want the Wi-Fi to be as far as we go on a plane, we know we're taking more of that electromagnetic frequency and field. So we want to minimize that as much as possible. I'm not saying one single session can harm, but I'm saying the cumulative effect of being exposed to this pollution and frequency is not very good for your cells.
But I swear I didn't even imagine it was a thing in red light.
Again, we go back, marketing from science. So understanding that these are the things, and the third light is far infrared light. This is a light or a wavelength that heats. So like the sauna, red light sauna. So this is where you heat your body through light, through that wavelength. So understanding that first this is the technology, and then you can have PEMF, which is pulsed electromagnetic field. So that PEMF is an added on to some of the tools like mats or belts that you can use that help regulate the nervous system.
Okay.
It's actually like a toolkit, right? You have this toolkit in front of you, and now you need to take a step back and say, okay, what is my utmost priority right now if I want to invest in something and start? If my utmost priority was my skin, and I'm looking at very disturbing early signs of like aging, pigmentation, let's say fine wrinkles, I really need to boost up my collagen through something that is not too invasive, like injectables or whatever it is.
Lasers,
then red light is a great option. And the closest to your skin that light is, the better. So the mask is your greatest investment. And it's like a low-cost entry point.
Yeah.
Rather low cost.
Yeah.
Money can be very relative to some people.
Yeah.
So it's not a spending, it's an investment. So that's first framing. The second thing is like if you feel like modern, I would say, living is disrupting your biology because you're not recovering as good. Let's say it's your sleep and it's your overstimulated brain that's not able to shut down and turn off that on switch.
That's me in a sentence. And I'm sure everyone can relate.
Yeah, that's why I use the PEMF mat, which has red light therapy, near infrared, far infrared, and PMF all together in my morning routine.
You know that I have never tried it, but now I'm super
Really,
curious.
like, I posted a video 2 days ago. It got amazing feedback. Like just me on my mat and saying why I use it. And I'm not posting it even from the doctor's hat. I'm just a woman who found a tool, right? And happens to be a doctor.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy. If you do the things right, this technology is what you need to get the recovery, to get the nervous system regulation easier. Now, that said, if you're looking, so what people do wrong is that if you're looking for a magical solution where you don't want to put the effort, you don't have the foundation and expect this technology to solve everything for you because you're just another biohacker, it's not going to work, my brother.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
No, definitely no. And for people that maybe are watching our episode right now and they're so curious, but they don't really know where to start when it comes to longevity. Maybe they already realize in which, how they position themselves based on what you said, like on a health, chronological line. But let's say it's like a normal viewer, it's looking at us and say, I want to start with actually longevity and everything, but I don't really know where to start. Where do I start? Where do they start?
So what happens in a regular system, that person goes to the doctor.
Yeah.
So he's visiting or she's visiting that person who's been taught allopathic medicine, saying, doctor, just get my blood checked. I need to make sure that everything is okay, But that doctor doesn't know anything from this point until this point.
He doesn't know anything about your history, yeah.
I didn't study nutrition when I was in med school. I did 11 years. We were talking about that. And then I did 2 years on top of that. This is where I studied nutrition. 11 years. Basically zero nutrition. Basically zero psychology. Basically zero about supplements, like zero. The word gut health wasn't mentioned inside my curriculum.
No, wait a second. I want to know about this.
Yeah, nothing.
So you don't believe in supplements?
We learned that, you might want to prescribe a multivitamin for that woman who feels a bit weak and fatigued. What type of multivitamin? How can I choose the source? What is inside it? What's the maximum dose I can give her? What time does she have to take? Nothing. How to source brands? What is third-party testing? Nothing. What is gut health? What is liver detoxification? Nothing. Yeah, basic physiology, but not like practical things.
Yeah.
That's what I had to learn here. The second thing is that you start with like biohacking stuff, which is totally not the thing to start with.
Yeah.
You need to start with the foundations.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. But let me just give you the picture of what's wrong with the system. What's wrong with the system is that everyone assumes that allopathic medicine doctors, mainstream medicine doctors have this figured out as well. No, they don't. We studied 11 years, like I studied 11 years to just be a reactive care medicine provider. And it's been 11 years of experience and studies, and I swear like daily reading and like follow-up and research to say that I'm a longevity pioneer or practitioner, right? Yeah. So it takes as much effort to be here and to be here, right?
Yeah.
That's very important. So choose your practitioner / doctor / care health giver.
First of all, yeah.
Yes. To do preventive medicine, not just screening, which is what that system does.
Can I add something? And you tell me if you agree. Again, we see the rise of injectables. Injectables, I would
say. Face injectables.
In the body, actually, with peptides and
yes.
NAD and everything.
Yes.
I just want to invite people also to take a step back and just choose the person who actually prescribe this 100%. To you, and maybe just again take a step back and just do some tests and just trying to understand if you really need it. Because again, if you have fatigue and you think that NAD is going to fix it, maybe just check on your stress level, just check on your iron. So like, as you said, like you were talking about longevity and the fact that like the biohacking, movement is a bit like we have to dive deep a little bit into. I just wanted to,
Yeah, for sure.
to remind people that, as you said, choosing your practitioner is super important, especially when you see these people injecting. Is because I really hope they chose the right one to get support from.
Yeah, a lot of the movement of peptides, which I'm not against peptides, so let's go back. Nothing against the molecule. I actually prescribe peptides in my clinic and in my practice, and rely a lot on it for people who I worked with to fix the foundation. So once we get here together, once you've been with me on that journey and we figured out where the loopholes were, where the gaps were, where the imbalances were, what the root cause of whatever you came up with is, and balance that to a certain extent and point, then relying on things whether to recover or to optimize is a skill, and it's amazing. And I think the peptide is a whole discussion, but I want to tackle to it. It's very important. This is a very important thing. If you remember the COVID vaccine.
Yeah. How can I forget?
Who can forget, honestly? There were a lot of anti-vaxxers, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people saying that there's no pharma, this is very, bad stuff and we shouldn't inject ourselves. So there's a movement that is against pharma and against medicine and against conventional delivery of health, that is the same movement, or the same people almost, injecting themselves from unknown sources over the internet. We don't even know where the product's coming from, what's actually inside the vial, and what is the duration and dose and frequency and safety and long-term use and all
side
of
effect,
that. All of that, right? They're happy to order that over the internet, but won't take a pharma-studied phase 3 kind of clinical trial, finished, FDA approved. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the FDA knows everything.
No.
The best. That's not, of course, what I'm saying. Especially, knowing everything I know today.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that we're taking extremes. And this frequency is as bad as this frequency.
Yeah.
So we just need to ground ourselves in science. Again, come back to science. I'm not saying the COVID vaccine was the best thing. We're seeing a lot from COVID and the COVID vaccine. So not just from COVID vaccine itself, but from the virus. People who got the virus have a lot of health issues that they suffered from, and long COVID and so on and so forth, brain fog and all of these things, memory issues. And some people who received the vaccine but never did the COVID virus also have a lot of issues.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying peptides are bad. I'm not saying the molecule is bad. I'm just saying that for some reason, again, marketing, communication, social media, a lot of noise, have not gave people the right long-form content information they need to truly have clarity over situations grounded in science.
Yeah.
That's just my message. And I think it's very important. And the way to do it is really to either you yourself dedicate your life to using ChatGPT and Claude AI and our best friends and my new lover.
At this point,
yes. Studying and deepening and understanding how to prompt and how to ask questions about health so that you inform yourself of all the possibilities and not just give a prompt where you're dictating chat to agree with you because it likes to agree with you.
Yeah.
So understanding the blind spots that you have and all of what drives you and forming an opinion about something, or just save your time, man, and go to see someone who's already done the job.
Yeah. So during our conversation, we tapped into let's say the health line and trying to deliver the message that you have to first understand how you position yourself when it comes to health. Then we said that when it comes to longevity, it's not always about extremes and either biohack or super into pharma. It's about understanding what you need based on science. And then you said also when it comes to longevity, if you want to start with something, you have to take care of your pillars, which is sleep, psychology.
So I have a framework.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
An easy framework. If you choose 3 things to start with
Yeah.
when you want to start your longevity journey.
Yeah.
Regulate your rhythms, stabilize sugar, blood sugar, and feel safe in your body, safety in the systems.
Thank you for this asset, because the next question that I wanted to ask you, and please, let's consider these 3 in the equation, is that we talk about, and I think you saw a lot of people like in oncology having cancer and everything, and you have a lot of experience. You saw a lot of cases. How much the emotional role is, like how much the emotional role play in the overall disease and health conditions?
I'm going to answer you from both the doctor's hat and the woman's hat.
Yeah.
Yes. The woman's hat is like, dude, it's at the root cause of everything. Why are we even having this conversation? I mean, I don't understand how people don't see this. It's like, I've been working in this for 5 years, and I can tell you for sure that her repressed anger is what's causing her side effects and her disease. Her sister cured, for God's sake. They have the same genes.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
Like, that's me when I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's like, how can you not see that emotions are at the root cause of everything?
Yeah.
I was trying to explain this to people for so many years up until Gabor Mate started talking. And I'm like, there's someone saying this.
Yeah.
Thank God I'm not nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I ask you. I'm sure. Yeah.
It was so clear to me, working with cancer patients for 4 years, that intuitively, my pattern recognizer, so I have a personality who's like a pattern recognizer, super efficient, adapted himself to personalities and archetypes that I carry, have male or female voices. We'll get into that. We'll get there. Pause.
Oh my God, Cherine, we need like a serious, because the amount of information you're dropping us, I love that. But let's take it step by step.
So that pattern recognizer was like, Can you see what's happening? Do you see how when people hold on to grief, that unresolved grief, and retain anger, they're not fully recovering? Do you see where when she fought with her husband, the cancer started, So like the stories are becoming patterns, and they're expressing themselves in the biology. And then I'm going to search, and then there's Gabor Mate bringing evidence and science through his books. There's Carolyn Myss talking about the anatomy of the spirit. There's Carolyn Myss saying that, your biography becomes your biology. I'm like, let's go into that. And I've honestly, everything I studied, it was like 14 years plus back then when I, started realizing this, had brought me that this was and had become the core essence of my work. If you would tell me what makes you different from any other practitioner I would come and see, I would definitely not tell you my longevity hat or my doctor hat or my cancer hat or whatever it is. I would tell you the fact that I can recognize patterns and belief systems that are outdated, and intuitively, because I've built this intuition, can tell you what are the unconscious dynamics that are sabotaging your health, so that your biology today is expressing itself in that loud message where you need to understand how to feel safe in your body.
Amen.
Amen.
Wow.
Aho.
Yes. So I'm glad you shared this, because in my small experience, of course, I also realized that emotions are playing a big role when it comes to, I am, and I studied health coaching, and I was specialized in gut health because I suffer from gut problems. But why did I suffer from gut problems? Because the amount of stress I've been through that led me to have a lot of gut issues. So I don't want to say that maybe they wouldn't appear later, because I know that a lot of people, due to the food that we consume, due to environment and everything, they do have issues. But I know that this is for fact, like the consequence of the emotional stress that I've been through, I'm sure. So the fact that also you brought it up, and the fact that you also realized that the pattern that also your cancer patient has is that sometimes they had this emotion that they couldn't express, that led them to have issues in their body. So this is actually super powerful. About the three, let's say, foundational pillars you work on,
Yes.
guide me through them.
Yes, I just want to wear, for an instance, my doctor hat
Yeah.
and second what you said and say there is clear data, clear evidence, scientific studies, peer-reviewed journals that link unprocessed grief, that link stress, and we're not just saying mental stress, we're saying also biological stress, so stress that has become biological stress, so long-term emotional suppression and long-term cortisol, like unbalanced cortisol, to cardiovascular diseases, so heart problems, autoimmune diseases like the body fighting itself, because you're fighting inside your head.
Of course.
Unconsciously, that's a conversation that's taking place. So the body is fighting itself, to, I would say, a lot of cancer issues as well. So anything under immune activation and immune problems and dysregulation is actually proven that when you have unprocessed grief, emotional suppression, and all of that, due to many things, that for the child, it doesn't have to be a big trauma.
Yeah.
For the child, could be looking for love and validation, you know?
Yeah.
And it had to adapt, or the child, he or she had to adapt to an over-performant, over-adaptative, validation-seeking behavior, so that it's always on the go and never in the lean in and never in the rest. I think the problem with our millennial population is that, I'm not generalizing, but like the women I know, my friends, we overperform and we don't know how to rest. Like, what is rest in the body? Like safety in the body. That brings us to the three pillars.
Yeah.
How to anchor this in science. Because everything inside the pillars answers to what we just said. The first one is regulate your rhythms. We have forgot that we are rhythmic beings. We have forgot that we are with a dance of nature. We are from nature, and and work with nature, and bond with nature. And when I say nature, I'm not referring to the tree or the sea. I'm referring to life force intelligence.
Yeah.
How
the time,
the season, the day.
Yeah.
So rhythm means day and night, circadian rhythm. So it means I wake up with the morning light. So I wake up and I go out and I look at the light and I see the light and I absorb the light, because scientifically this light is photons entering my retina. When it goes in my retina, goes and activates the cortisol awakening response, says to the body, hey, wake up, we have work to do.
Yeah.
Then this peak of cortisol awakening response then gives you the beautiful energy throughout the day, regulates when your melatonin starts at night. You diminishing artificial light that we live inside offices every single day, that is stopping your proper melatonin secretion at 8 p.m. from there, because we're on our laptops and we're having a LED light in our eyes. So you see the rhythm. So you're not sleeping well, you're not recovering, so and you're stuck in a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
So when I say rhythm, trust me, my friend, when I tell you go out and walk for 5 minutes exposed to natural light, that's not just a nice wellness morning routine. It's your hormonal biology in motion.
Yeah.
Rhythm. So that's day and night. Second, seasonal rhythm. So eat with the seasons. During autumn, body knows it's going into winter. Body wants to stack fat. Let it.
Yeah.
Stop obsessing about the damn fat.
Yeah.
Let it nurture itself. Go for seasonal food. Go for some grains. Cook hot meals. Drink bone broth. I love Hadil. Say hi to her. I know she was on your podcast. Hi, Hadil.
Hi.
Take some bone broth, So eating with the season is very important. Eating from the earth is very important.
Yeah.
Moon cycles, women's rhythms. For God's sake, woman, I know you have a great career. I know, trust me. I know that you want to figure everything out, and I know you're carrying everyone on your shoulder, and I know that you don't want to lay it off, and I know that you don't want to do less. Trust me, I know. But you have to respect your moon cycle as well, and it's part of your identity.
Yeah.
Brings us to, I had to talk to the camera.
Yeah.
Brings us to in the follicular phase, do it. Lift harder, lift heavier, do your creative work. But in your luteal phase, if you're tired and you want to go inwards and you want to regulate, then do it.
Yeah.
Don't overtrain. Don't do HIIT classes. Go for a flow. Go for yoga. Like, understand your rhythm.
Yeah.
So rhythm is really, it's about building a resilience inside the body that really respects nature. And when I say nature, again, it's like the natural cycle of things.
Yeah.
That's the first pillar. So it answers to hormones, to gut health, like to women's health, hormonal health. A lot of women tell me, what if we are in menopause or like perimenopause? Then how is that rhythm helping us? I would say you're not with the moon cycle anymore, but the rhythm is for you to be able to accept the changes, to be in tune. Like the rhythm is in tune with your body, is understanding the, like, today what you can do, tomorrow what you can't do, and all of that, and respecting that as well. Second one was stabilizing sugar. Stabilizing sugar is a nice, simple word for metabolic health, like metabolic flexibility, scientifically. So we're just easy scientific. That means eat proteins at breakfast. Don't ever start your day with bad sugars. Have a protein-rich breakfast.
Can I say something about it? Because we can bring up a good example. So all the girlies, of course, everyone is different, okay, but I just want to give my point of view on this. I don't eat gluten and I don't eat dairy. I think my community knows now because I keep on repeating it. And this is something that honestly, it's so part of my identity that now I cannot even imagine to touch something that eats gluten or with dairy. And this is something that makes me feel so happy. Like I feel so good in my gut health. However, because I'm Italian, so our breakfast is sweet, basically sweet and coffee or a cappuccino or whatever. I replaced it with matcha, but I used to eat, I would say maybe like a gluten-free biscuit or gluten-free banana bread in the morning or something gluten-free but sweet. And we know that because it's gluten-free, because they want to add some flavors, they're going to put even a little bit more sugar or a little bit more something. And the moment I said, no, I don't feel like it anymore, and I just replaced it with avocado toast, gluten-free bread, of course, made, and eggs, soury, full in protein, I lost 4 kg just because of changing my breakfast.
Yes, without even cutting the calories.
No.
Because what you did was actually optimize your insulin-glucose conversation.
Yeah.
You optimized the metabolic flexibility. What was happening, probably you were spiking glucose, spiking insulin, going into insulin resistance, craving more sugar at night, craving more carbs at night. The more you have a protein-dense breakfast, you thank me later for this, the less cravings you have at night.
I agree.
Try it.
I agree.
It's magic.
Yeah.
It's like, it's crazy.
I know.
If I skip my breakfast, I know that I've taxed my day.
Yeah.
And it's the devil that's going to come up at night.
Yeah.
And that I'm going to go back and forth, obsessing about that homemade cake in the fridge. And I'm going to eat it.
Yeah.
Because I have not had breakfast.
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
Yeah.
The pulse is biological.
Yeah.
It's not willpower. So while willpower is important, I'm not diminishing the fact that you need willpower to fix yourself, but it's sometimes biology is speaking louder than willpower.
Yeah.
Protein-rich breakfast. And when I say protein-rich breakfast, it's like count your damn proteins. Be obsessed about proteins.
Yeah.
And that will make your insulin glucose better, the way your glucose spikes after meals better. Your energy better, less craving. Have protein at every meal. I know you're Italian, and whilst I adore pasta, pasta is not a meal. You have to have protein at every meal. So start your meals with a good order, have fibers, protein, take your good fats like avocado, olive oil, and then end it with carbs. It's not always obvious. When you can, it's really, really better. Don't have anything that comes in a box or a bag, which is processed, because it has processed sugars, most probably hidden under nasty names like fructose and I don't know what else they could put, but the minute you're having something processed, probably has either artificial sweeteners, which is not good for you, and regular sweeteners, which is not good for
Yeah.
you. So you get rid of the nasties.
Yeah.
And the third one is safety in the systems. That's it. That's like my favorite one.
Before you're saying this, I am personally working on it, and I can see some magic in it when you, especially as a woman, it's super important. But please guide us through it.
Okay, if I ask you, Vicky, what does it mean for you to feel safe in your body?
That's a very interesting question. I think for me, it's more about having a discipline, like a repetition of actions that makes me feel safe and I know they're beneficial for me. Like this creates safety. That if I know that every day I have, I don't know, my bone broth while I'm doing my makeup, I was talking with Hadil, like I feel safe because it's a repetition as an action that I keep on repeating. My body is expecting it. My body knows that tomorrow I'm going to do the same. So I don't have any I don't feel like in fight or flight because my days are very structured. That doesn't mean that you have to be rigid, but you have to keep your, small habits in order for your mind to feel safe. I would say also, when it comes to environment and people, I used to either have friends or attract people that they're very emotionally unstable or very okay, every day looks kind of different. And I was attracted to this thrill. Now my body cannot carry anymore. This is not thrill. This is for me something I'm not even attracted to because I don't feel safe. It's nice the first day, the other day you feel exhausted or you feel like, oh my God, I just came out of a roller coaster. And then in general, feeling safe, I think as a woman is literally more about taking care of yourself in a way that you're not putting yourself in a position to either be in danger. In danger, I don't want to say okay, there's someone harm you or be violent with you, but safe means that I'm not going to be in an environment that makes me feel that, I don't know, I don't be part of it. I don't want to do extreme sports that maybe can harm me if I don't feel like it. I don't want to go in 100,000 trips just to please everyone. So this is for me is safety.
But I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You tackled 3 amazing pillars
Yeah.
of safety. So what I heard from what you said was first that I have looked throughout my inner journey of discovery to ways I can cope, to where it hurts when I don't feel unsafe. And I found that one of the easiest coping mechanisms that ground me is control.
Yeah.
If I can control and predict my day, that is the sense of safety that I can have. When I map things out and they become predictable, I can move through automatically without safety. What this other side of the medallion tells me, what if that mechanism of identity, that identity that you've built to beautifully transcend an unsafety to a better safety,
Yeah.
is actually what's capping you, what's limiting you from where your nervous system wants to move to bigger things that don't feel unsafe, that don't feel safe.
Tell me more about it. I'm curious.
Yeah, so we're walking outside a bit the medical. This is like a deep venture, but I think the example, because you beautifully shared something personal, I always feel stories help us to see things better.
Yeah.
The thing about the nervous system, it adapts into personas or identities just to feel safe. And it's like, if you've had a pain at any point in your life, there's an adaptation form, especially in early childhood, that builds a certain personality or persona that stopped the pain from happening to protect the pain. And so if we do this, this is safe and familiar and predictable. Let's say you want to have a big gig and your podcast reached global audience, and now you want to move to the US because you want to reach more audience. The disruption of your rhythm is going to feel unsafe. So whilst this is your biggest dream, you're going to take 3 to 6 months in
to
complete
re-regulate,
chaos to rewire that safety net.
Yeah.
Now, you don't have to rewire that safety net today, but just knowing that you always have the potential to rewire that identity is gold.
Yeah.
And that's enough.
Yeah.
It's okay to say, this is how I am safe today, but I'm also courageous enough to go deep within and see how can I
Level
lift
up.
the cap? How can I level it up? Because the first intention you change, the first thing you change, like you eat gluten a bit again, right? You let your body experience that. And while it's going to feel unsafe in your system because that's the identity that you carried to get rid of whatever was there, but then you build a new relationship with gluten, right?
Yeah.
And that will make you feel a bit unsteady, but will create a bigger container for you to expand into.
Yeah.
I know it sounds counterintuitive,
Yeah.
but sometimes also getting stuck in personas for too long remains safe, but not taking risks.
Yeah. It remains safe,
is
but doesn't
limiting.
expand.
Yeah. So that is to say that whilst our deepest goal is to remain safe in the body, our longing and desire as women, as ambitious women, and as creators and artists, which I can see that in you, is also expansion.
Yeah.
How can I feel safe enough to expand and express? That's a beautiful question. So I'm just, answering what came up with you. Yeah. The second pillar you said, so you talked about the predictability, then you talked about the environment. I love that. I love how you're not going to put yourself in relationships and situations that take your energy away from you and take your power away from you. And that's a big pillar also in the framework of safety, because we often mistake intensity for like
Thrill.
thrill, for passion, for like, this is like a quick dopamine. It's like
That's
so
what
good.
that was
It's
my problem.
Yummy. It's like yummy.
Yeah.
So yummy.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
So I resonate completely with that, and I think I've done my early adult years, all my teenage years, and I've had late teenage years. Trust me, I was a late teenager because I couldn't live. I was studying for so long that I didn't live my I did my teenage years at 28. Actually, I would say.
Wow.
So I know what you were experiencing, and then to mature into that doesn't create safety in my nervous system. That boyfriend that you can't fall asleep next to.
Yeah.
It's so thrilling, but you just can't sleep.
Yeah.
Why is that? Because
Oh my God, you tap into the perfect example, actually. Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah.
You're head over toes.
Yeah.
Madly in love, but you can't sleep. You don't have an appetite when you go out.
Yeah.
That's not safety.
Yeah.
That's your nervous system telling you that everything in this relationship is
It's
safe.
wrong. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And we don't listen because we think we're listening to our gut.
Yeah. Intuition. Yeah.
I think we have lost the language with our body. And one of my core missions right now is to rewrite this language and to spread it and teach it again.
Yeah.
It's like how to discern what the body is really saying versus what you've learned that the body is saying.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
This third pillar you mentioned is you're not going to put yourself in any situation where you will hurt yourself. And whilst this isn't just physical pain or violence, I totally resonate with this one, like immensely, because
I think because it taps, because I'm sure that you're the same. You're a very curious being. the moment you're curious, you think that doesn't matter in which environment you are, there's
wanna
always
learn.
something to learn. So if you're going to the rave, if you're going to the, I don't know, the yoga retreat, if you're going to the savannah, or if you're going to the Antarctica, there's always something to learn, which I agree.
I agree.
But that every experience doesn't necessarily resonate with my feeling of safety.
Yes. And also like I have this image that just came to me. Why do I freeze when my boss yells at me?
Yeah.
Like I'm this, so my boss doesn't yell at me, but like just,
Yeah.
I've been in a certain
Yeah.
situation before when I was younger. Because it brings like the inner wounded child who wants validation and is so perfect and performant, and she's freezing because she didn't do the task right. And I've put myself in a work environment where I chose a boss that is
Like this.
making me feel like this.
Yeah.
Which means that I'm not safe in my body yet. Being safe in your body is exactly being agent over your decision and understanding why this is yes and why this is no. And it's if it's not a full fuck yes, then it's definitely a no.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
because what if? But Antarctica, yeah, I think I've not done it, but she went to.
Yeah.
That's not safety. You
Yeah.
see, that's not coming from a safe space.
And this is not even intuition.
No, that's not intuition. That's where you want to feed something that is still hungry. That's where you want to ooze and soothe something. So these examples are beautiful. They might look not related to nervous system safety. I think nervous system safety is a lifelong trip where you deepen more and more into it. And I think menopause is the rite of passage to understand that fully. And I feel that post-menopausal women, like when they actually cross that pathway, the inner knowing, the third eye clarity, like the ownership, the agency they have over their body is like, I'm not going out with you. Versus like,
giving the benefit, yeah.
Right? So just take a little exercise that we did together.
Yeah.
But if I want to go into the scientific framing of what safety in the systems is what it requires.
Yeah.
It requires to remove noise and overload. So first and foremost, to have clarity over your decisions and clarity over your values and clarity over your ambitions and what truly matters to you, you need to remove the noise. And the noise is everything from scrolling social media incessantly and nonstop to not having 15 minutes in the morning to anchor yourself and feel aligned because you answered someone or opened your phone or answered an email, or being constantly hooked on the news, or however you are putting yourself and your nervous system in a noise pollution environment. You need to be very aware of that.
I agree.
So I have a framework. It's called the reset framework. First is remove overload. Second is embody awareness. And embody awareness is not like to be aware. Like, be aware that you have stress. No, stress is not something we need to think our way outside. Stress is in the body.
Yeah.
So embodied awareness is you have such a clear conversation between you and your body that when you feel tension somewhere, you know where this is coming from and what is the situation that has caused that. Mm-hmm. That's the embodying awareness. It's a conversation.
Yeah.
S is sync. So syncing to rhythm, syncing to breath and light. If you're breathing, if you're active, I'm sure you've done some breath work at some point. If you're activating your vagus nerve, if you're actually activating the biology, you're hacking the brain into thinking you're safe.
Yeah.
And the light, you're telling your hormones to secrete the right cortisol into biologically being safe.
Yeah.
E is to be able to express the emotion. Because once the emotion is unprocessed, again, we go back to the studies, it's not about the emotion or the trauma, it's the unprocessed emotion.
Yeah.
So the minute it's like, how do you say, vulgarly saying, it's stuck in your body or it's stuck in your joints, it's stuck in your cells. So in a way, it's not stuck. But if you're not able to metabolize it, to express it, to make art of it, to write something about it, to journal about it, then your nervous system won't feel safe. It has to metabolize.
An outlet, yeah.
And then whatever is there is lurking in that emotional space, that emotional pain, whether it's new or whether it's, old, you have to transform that pain. Otherwise, if you don't transmute it, if you don't transform it, if you don't make purpose out of it, it won't alchemize.
Yeah.
It won't leave.
Yeah.
It won't serve.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for guiding us through these pillars. I think throughout our conversation, what I love the most is that you went beyond what is longevity, and you actually share with our audience everything that they need to know in order to be better in their own body. Doesn't matter if it's through nutrition or through safety. So I think we tapped in so many things that normally when I talk about longevity, everyone is saying that is a holistic approach. But I think that this is beyond holistic. This is a multi-dimensional approach that everyone should follow, not only to tap into longevity or optimization, but also to regulate themselves in every aspect of their body. So, Cherine, honestly, I would continue, and I think there's room for another podcast. Yes. I wrap it here because I'm sure that our community has so much information, and thanks to you and your amazing way of seeing health and longevity. If people want to actually work with you and find you, where can they?
So they can find me on Instagram, Dr. Cherine, Cherine.
Yeah.
I'm also on TikTok, all the rest of the social platforms. My website is drsherinewellness.com.
Yeah.
I'm a practicing physician in Cosmesurge and head of department, Integrative Wellness in Dubai Marina and Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
And my clinic is in Lebanon still through my team receiving patients.
Amazing. I didn't know about that. So guys, so I have no excuses. Now you know everything. And I am sure that, by the way, if you have any questions for us and you want to ask Cherine something, please let us know in the comment. Do not forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode.